Hi everybody, Naomi here. I just wanted to go over a nice option if you are getting into watercolor and you don't know which kind of paints you really want to buy. You're going to be hearing all kinds of things online about people's favorites and you have to try this paint and this one is amazing. And they're expensive, right? So what I have enjoyed doing is getting the dot cards, and a lot of you know about these. This one is by Daniel Smith. So it's just a sample of all their different paints. And I actually went ahead and got the one that has the most dots. I think it's like 288 dots of paint. So it's their entire line. And these aren't all the sheets. You get a lot of them. But then on every page, it tells you information about light fastness, staining, granulation, transparency, and all of that information is underneath the dot of paint. So you just wet it with your damp brush and then you can paint it out and see what it looks like. And other brands do this too. I just happen to have Daniel Smith and also Winsor & Newton Professional Watercolors. They do theirs. But these are great ways to sample the paint before you buy so that you can tell if it's a color that you like and you like the properties of it and all of that. And so what I did is I took these dot cards and I did one for Daniel Smith. I took a Canson Montval watercolor sketchbook. This one is 5.5 by 8.5 inches, so it's half the size of a sheet of paper. And then it's 140 pound. It has 20 sheets in here. And I figured out that all of the dots that I bought, the 288 dots by Daniel Smith, can fit perfectly in here as long as I have divided up the pages to have 6 dots per page, and I use it front and back. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I've done, and I haven't finished this book yet, but it's working out really well so far. I took the words off the side of the dot card, the words that say Daniel Smith, and I just cut them off and I glued them. So actually this is a second set of dot cards that I have, but I glued the words on top of the front cover of the book so that I would remember what this is. And then inside, I glued, on the inside front cover, I glued one of the keys so that I can remember what the codes are for with Daniel Smith. And then I just went ahead and I trimmed out 6 dots in a row. They come, you know, in actually 6 of them is just one straight row across. So I just cut them into horizontal strips and I glued them down. And then I used a pencil or a permanent marker to draw a dividing line in between. And then I just went ahead and swatched them out. Now I started using a little piece of Arches 140 pound paper because that's what I paint on, but I decided that was kind of a hassle to do that for every color, so I stopped and I just used the Montval Canson paper that's in the book. But I just swatched it out, starting with the most concentrated grade and then going down to a more diluted wash, and I was able to fit all of the dots. I mean, this just is wonderful. It's a great way to see the colors. And I was able to fit all of them in here. And I have a cotton rag in between these 2 pages because I just finished painting them and I didn't want the wet dots to stick to the other page. But that's as far as I've gotten. There are still more dots to do. So when I get to these that are iridescent and duochrome, these ones, it is also helpful to see them on black paper. So I think what I'll do is just stick a little piece of black cardstock here and paint on top of it so that you can see what it looks like on both black and white, because it just shows up differently. And it filled up the entire book all the way to the end, to the last page. It was perfect. Then I went and got one of those Post-it pockets. These are self-adhesive plastic pockets. They have a Velcro closure. They are repositionable, so you can put them inside a binder or anywhere. They come in different sizes. They're great. And I just stuck it to the inside of this back cover, and I added the Daniel Smith brochure that comes with the dot card, because inside it tells you all the pigment information again about everything that they offer. And it gives you information about other things that they offer too. So that's helpful because you can kind of see some of their other options. So you could do this for any brand that you wanted to sample with dot cards. And I just thought it was a really helpful resource and a nice compact way to see everything. So let me know if you've ever tried something like this, and I hope it's helpful to you. Thanks for watching.